Hello everybody. I'm Uršula Krisper. I work in Elektro Ljubljana group, and I will present with this, I suppose it shall be a short presentation, what we are working, especially on this field of energy efficiency. Oh, I'm sorry. So the content of my presentation shall be in just 3 main points. I will talk about actors, about our activities, and about the future. So, how do I see the main actors? In this presentation, it is very important that I will focus on energy efficiency from the point of view of electrical energy, so the usage of electricity. So I think that the first important actor in this, let's say, circle is the DSO, so the distribution system operator. And in recent years, also it might be the TSO, the transmission system operator. And then we have a supplier. Well, we have now more suppliers, of course, so in theory. Then we have very important, these are the end customers. And all these are concerning about how to save energy and how to use it efficiently. Well, on the left side, we have, unfortunately, let's say, regulators, we have legislation. Sometimes these things can be a stopper for doing energy efficiency well. In recent years, we know, or we are aware, that many actors from this circle know that they have to think about and to offer additional services. So this is just theoretical circle as shown here. And now, how is Elektro Ljubljana group as a DSO, as a supplier involved in energy efficiency? I can say that myself, I'm much involved. Here you see, oops, I'm sorry. Here you see a picture. Well, where is this point of red? Well, here you see how we were educating young people in schools. These were about 4 years ago. Very successful project. And even now, some people call us, some teacher call us, please come and make some short lessons. All this we are doing for free. And now here is a picture which is made on the Prešernov Trg. This is in the center of Ljubljana. Here we run a campaign how to aware the people on a Saturday morning how to behave more efficient. Well, of course, we are experts on electricity, and our focus was mainly on the electrical energy. And here are some brochures. These brochures were printed 4 years ago just for these young people. They can read in these brochures how to use efficiently electricity, where it is produced, and so on and so on. So this is the start of energy efficiency. And I often say that with the direct communication to the people, there is where the efficiency starts. How do I approach to the business customers? Well, I started with the first advising activities to the business customers in 2001. But I must say that in these years ago, I was not very successful. Because, you know, in that times, these customers were not enough aware what this efficiency is of importance. So, and how do I work now? Usually, I get a call or I get a mail, and usually I proceed so that I say, well, I come for the first visit just to have a look what is happening with your usage. The first visit of mine is for free, and at this first well, can you hear me? Okay, okay, right. This first visit, it's mainly focused that I get the information about their energy usage, whether they use oil, gas, water, heat, and so the main amounts of all this energy. And and I usually ask for the main data or information. And this first step is very important for me because this is the basic for next steps, because I don't want to make further steps which are not necessary. I want to be a quick, good advisor. So if a customer asks me, please, how can I get next month lower bill for electricity? We go just simple through the bill, and we always, I can say, see some solutions which can then lead to get a happy customer, really. And then, the DSO. This is a good question. You know, the DSO and its point, why should the energy efficiency is going to be important for him is the grid is built up on the power, but in recent years many customers ask you, please help us to calculate for particular power, what kind of connection to the grid can we choose? You know, that's very important, and we do make such a simulations for the end customers, and then they can better talk to the DSO. So, energy efficiency includes energy management and investments in more efficient devices. Why? Energy management, it means that the energy, that the electrical energy should be used in better times. So not only when the tariff is low or whether high, but even for grid in better time. And efficient devices, it means, for example, lighting renovation, it is a good example, because with the same usage of a lighting, you use much less energy than before. Here are some of my simulations which I have made for the new coming elements on the grid. These are the charging stations. Well, these are the charging stations for new coming electric vehicles. And here are some graphs, and this is a real simulation. Here, for example, you see the graph. This approach is important even for the DSO and even for the supplier. Here's on this graph you see the basic load profile of a consumption in one part of Ljubljana. And then I add to this load profile on a first step 5 e-vehicles, then I suppose 10 e-vehicles, and what is the result of a future power on this grid with having new coming elements? Well, the power should be very high. And then I take a tool of energy management. With the energy management of charging or of recharging electric vehicles, I can get much lower power. And and this is one of my aims. This is the aims of Elektro Ljubljana. And now the last actor is the supplier. Well, from the supplier point of view, we are doing these projects as, for example, taught by the colleague from Petrol. This is the order on ensuring end customer energy saving. Our supplier is much involved in this project for last 2 years, where we are very successful. And on this last slide, I can just present you quick what are the results of the Elektro Ljubljana's group supplier. In the first year of doing this project, there were 31 investors, and 46% of funds were allocated. And in this year, well, it's not closed yet, this project, but for now, the results are better. We received 42 investors, and we approximately allocated almost all money. But what are we concerning in the future? What will the new energy law bring to us? And the energy efficiency directive? Well, we saw the savings. 1% shall not be enough. So the legislation wants to save 1.5%. And next, how will be done the periodical energy checks at the end customers, especially at the big customers? Then the directive wants to install online measurements. In Elektro Ljubljana, almost all industrial customers have already the online measurements. I'm talking about smart meters, and about 40% of households already. Then the customers have to be informed about their consumption. Then the dialogue has to be established, and all these tasks leads us to think about to be more active in the future. And now my conclusion. So all the actors presented in this presentation have to think about additional services, of course, and about these additional services has been spoken even before a lot. And this communication has to be established even between the DSO and the suppliers, and even between the TSO, because if you think about very modern smart grids, you know, if the TSO won't talk to the TSO, then smart grids cannot be established. They won't run. That's my opinion. And we have also the experience about the smart grids somehow, because with the smart meter, the smart grid starts. This is the first step. And then, of course, our supplier has to be much involved as an ESCO company. So thank you very much for listening to me.